to do it. Thank you, Matt Gutman. And now, you speak out. We are hearing it from every corner of the country, and tonight our new ABC News poll drives it home. Americans telling Washington you are furious at the continued squabbling among politicians. 80% of you dissatisfied and angry with the federal government, and that's a 20-year high. Republicans bearing the brunt of the blame. 67% disapprove of the way Republicans in Congress are handling the economy. 57% disapprove of the president. And that countdown clock shows the economic time bomb is still ticking toward default 2 weeks from today. So ABC's John Carl took your messages straight to the lawmakers in the middle of the mess. John.
Yes, Diane, we wouldn't talk to members of Congress in both parties in both chambers, gave their reaction to what we're hearing in terms of the anger coming from the American people.
A group of freshman House Republicans descended on the White House today, demanding the president come up with a plan to deal with the debt.
Don't keep shirking your responsibility.
What is your written plan?
But across the country, voters are telling Washington they're disgusted with all sides.
They need to get off the dime.
We've had enough, and we want you to work together.
Get it done, for God's sake.
We went around Capitol Hill to put your concerns directly to those in power, starting with Democratic Senator Mark Warner of Virginia.
Senator, this is Peggy Lemons from Richmond, Virginia.
If we're really not careful, we're going to end up with a depression that is far worse than the one that our parents and our grandparents lived through.
Can you realistically say anything to her that will reassure her about this process?
I can assure you one thing. I'm every bit as worried as Peggy is, probably more. I'd say to Peggy, if we don't get this fixed, all of us ought to get fired.
Utah Republican Orrin Hatch says no way to any tax increases.
I think it's a disgrace that the politicians can't get the budget together.
So don't you have to stop, blaming the other side and actually working with the other side?
Not when they're wrong. Not when they're wrong.
Alan West is a Tea Party Republican.
I would like to see congressmen and senators stand there and not have a little D or a little R in front of their names.
I mean, you guys aren't even talking to each other. She's right about that, right?
Well, you're standing here with a guy that's not willing to put the credit of this country at risk. You're standing here with a guy that is not willing to have interest.
But you'll vote against a debt ceiling increase, though.
I'm voting against a clean debt ceiling, absolutely.
Manuel Cleaver is a liberal Democrat.
Is common sense going to prevail?
Well, we don't have a lot of common sense here on Capitol Hill right now, and the public contributes to that by supporting people who are obstinate.
So, John, what happened today? Any forward movement?
There was the first glimmer of hope, Diane. A bipartisan group of senators presented a planned $3.7 trillion in deficit reduction, including a mix of revenue increases, deep spending cuts. 50 senators were there in both parties. A lot of positive statements said about it. But don't bank on it, Diane. I'm also hearing a lot of criticism as this plan is being looked at. Leadership in neither party seems to like it.
Those poll numbers on anger are going to keep rising. Thank you, John Carl. And now, the two most dangerous